Hi, Golden Boys and Girls. If you remember yesterday, we had taken some of the toys that I have in my house and I had put them in this ice cube tray. And then I stuck it in my freezer, and I'm going to show you today what happened to it. So for this activity, if you have this stuff, you would need, I have a cup of warm water. So it's warm water. I also have some of this. This is salt, and I'm going to pour some into this little cup here. So I'm going to pour it in the cup. Put some salt into this cup. All right, put some salt in there. So now I have salt in my cup. I also brought a spoon that I could use, and I brought a little dish or pan so that if I get any water, it won't spill. It could stay inside the pan, like right here. So what I'm going to start first by doing is just showing you, if you look at this, you can see the items that I put in to the ice cube tray and then poured water onto are now frozen. So putting them in the freezer, my items are now frozen inside the ice. So I'm going to show you. If I crack it open, let me crack it. And I'll show you what I have. I'll remind you. So here, do you see? That's the dice that I put in there. It is frozen in the ice. So I'll stick it on my tray. I also have, oh, you see the pumpkin. The pumpkin is frozen in the ice. Next, oh, do you remember what this is? This was the rock that I put inside. Oh, and there's this. I can hold it by, my hands are getting cold. I can hold it by the top. But there's our magnet block, also frozen in the ice. Oh, here's our little doggy. Our little doggy's stuck in the ice now. You can see its nose. Yeah, it's stuck inside the frozen ice. Let's see what else. Oh, here I can hold the dinosaur. This is our T-Rex. I can hold the dinosaur by its tail. But that's the T-Rex, frozen in the ice. And then we also have the Ankylosaurus. The Ankylosaurus's head looks like it's frozen, and some of its feet are in the ice. So part of this experiment that you're going to do, we're going to do a little bit of science today, is we're going to explore ways to help get these items out of the ice. So we have to try different things to see if we can get them out of the ice. I'll move my ice over. So one thing we had was this cup of warm or hot water. And I'm going to stick one of the, I think I'll do this dinosaur. And I'm going to stick it into the warm water. And we'll see what happens. I can either just stick it in like that and see what happens, or I could stir it with the spoon. Sometimes it's fun to stir things, so you could stir it with the spoon and see what happens. Oh, you can already see, look, the dinosaur is already starting to come out of the ice. That hot water is really melting it fast. It's melting the ice around the dinosaur. Let's try another one. So here I have my little cup of salt. So I'm going to put the dog inside the cup of salt, and we'll see what happens. I'm going to take it and push it inside the salt. And then I can take my spoon and put the salt on top of the dog. And we'll see what happens to the ice. I'm pouring it on top. You see what happened to my spoon because it was wet? The salt stuck to the spoon because it was wet. So now I'm going to take this dog. It's covered in salt now. You see how it's all covered in salt? And I'm going to set it in my tray. And we'll see if it starts to melt. Let's check on our dinosaur and see what's happening to the dinosaur. Oh, look at this. Look what happened to the dinosaur. That water is so hot, it's melting all the ice. I probably could pull this piece off now. Let me see. Oh, look, I freed the dinosaur. The dinosaur is no longer frozen in the ice. Look at that. Let me try another one. Let's see if I could try the pumpkin. Let's try the pumpkin. I'm going to stick it into the hot water. Here we go. And I'm going to stir it round and round and round and see if this melts. Let's check on our dog. Well, it's still frozen in that ice. It's starting to get a little bit wet, so the salt is making the ice, see, it's getting little holes in it. I don't know if you can see that, but it's getting little holes in it. So it is melting the ice. Oh, dripped a little bit of salt. That's why I brought a paper towel too, because if I make a mess, I could wipe it up like this. There, got the salt off the thing. So that is not melting as fast as, oh, look at this. Oh my goodness. I think I made my water so warm. Look what happened to the pumpkin. It already came out. It only has a little bit of ice on the back. Let me see if I can pull that up. There, see? I got it off. So now the pumpkin is free. All right, should I try another one? Maybe I could put the dog with the salt on it. Oh, actually, we'll leave it for a minute longer. We're gonna see what happens. We'll leave that a little bit longer. That's what's fun about science, is you can try different things. I'm gonna see if I can try the rock. So I'm gonna take this rock and put it into the warm water again. And I'm going to stir it up. Stir it up. I'm gonna show you. It's already starting to melt. I can see the rock is, oh, look at that. Look what happened when I touched it. The rock came out of the ice. You can see the hole where the rock was sitting in. So the rock was inside that hole, but it came out. Boy, that warm water sure does melt the ice fast. Let's try the magnet tile now. Let's put that in the ice, the water, I mean. Stir it up. Let me see what happens. You see, it's already starting to melt. It's starting to come out. Let's stick it back in there and stir it some more. Stirring it up. Let's see now. Oh, look. The ice is melting even more. So the warm water really melts the ice fast. Yeah, it's sticking out the top now. It's coming out. Let's try it again. Do it for a minute longer. Let me see here. See if that worked. Oh, look. I think I could pull that piece off now. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Now I freed it from the ice. It's no longer stuck in the ice. I'm going to try now to put the dice. It's already melting just from sitting in the pan. You can see it dripping from my thumb. Look, the ice is melting. Yeah, so it's already melting. But I'm going to stick the dice and the Ankylosaurus into the water. Now, the salt one, you really don't want to touch it because it does kind of get your hands a little burned. You know, it feels a little really icy cold, so you really don't want to touch it too much with the salt on it. So instead, I'm going to take a little bit of this warm water and I'm going to pour it on top of the salted dog. Let's pour it on top. We'll see if that helps it move along. All right, look at the dinosaur already. See? His head is sticking out. You can see the dinosaur's head. Let's look at the dice. The dice is coming out too. See, it's peeking out of the ice. Let's check the dog with the salt. Look, you can see the salt is working. It just doesn't do it as fast as the warm water, but it is melting. The dog's ears are coming out now in the back of the dog's head. So you can see it is working. It just doesn't work as fast as the warm water does. Almost out. I bet I could pull that one out now. I cracked it out. So now the dice is free. Let's check the Ankylosaurus. He needs to be in the water a little bit longer. We'll stir it around. Look how the water makes my fingers look bigger when I put it in. It magnifies my fingers. It makes them look bigger. See? I just noticed that. All right, let's pull this out and see if the dinosaur is free. Look, the dinosaur is free now. No more ice. I'm going to help the dog now. The salt is working, but I wanted to take all the ice off. So I'm going to put the ice cube into the water and use my spoon and stir it. Let's see what happens. Let's check on the dog. Oh, look, the dog is almost free. Look at the dog's face. Almost free. Let me stir it a little bit more and see what happens. Almost. I wonder what would happen if I add a little bit of salt to my water. Maybe if I put a little bit of salt in my water, that will help it too, to go even faster. Let's see. Oh, I have to get the dog. Look, do you see? The doggie's free. So we took all the things out of the ice. All right, Golden Boys and Girls, I hope you enjoyed that science today. Maybe you could try that if you froze some ice cubes. All right, see you next time. Bye-bye.